Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, it's Thursday, and you know what that means. It's time for the TNA Event Center report. And now here's the man to give you all the total nonstop action and impactful report, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode number 2231 of the show. How's it going, everybody? Hope you're having a blessed day. Hope your day is about as blessed as mine and everything else. Well, we're about to come to conclusion. Got two more videos to do, and then I'm going to get some sleep so I can get some work. Final day of the work week tomorrow, and I get paid. Yay! Anyways, let's get rocking here with some TNA Impact. Since TNA Impact here, I got my little sheet. There was two events to happen tonight, but we're going to start with TNA Impact. NXT's Trick Williams kicks off the Impact Zone in Irvine, California, addressing the crowd there, and he addresses Joe Hendry and wants to fight Joe Hendry and calls him out. And as you know, at Battleground Tampa, Joe Hendry, for the very first time in a WWE PLE, will defend the TNA title against Trick Williams. And then Joe Hendry comes out, interrupting Williams, and then they were trying to prevent a fight, but Joe Hendry said, I'm getting you guys out of the way, and basically attacking all security. Meanwhile, Trick Williams is trying to retreat. Looks like this new attitude in Trick Williams probably learned a thing or two from Carmelo Hayes. You never know. And all of a sudden, sorry about that. And then Trick Williams ends up walking away. Security's trying to separate the two of them. The May 25th Battleground on Sunday. So Robert Stone, who is basically being a total butthead in TNA right now, and he's acting like a total butthead too on Evolve as a color commentary, complaining to Victoria Crawford, formerly known as Alicia Fox, but that's the real name of Alicia Fox is Victoria Crawford, complains about Santino's matches and crumbles and everything up. Wait, no, we gotta touch the dog. Complaining, we gotta worry about your match, and we're gonna get ready for your match. And meanwhile, Zaya Brookside joined Tom Hennepin and Matthew Raywall on commentary as Lei Ying Ling went up against Rosemary, and Rosemary's been resorting to using brass knucks to win her matches. Are you kidding me? Rosemary, we already got one guy in wrestling trying to use those brass knucks, and I know it's freaking Logan Paul. I don't care if he's got the power to punch, unless his hand's loaded with metal or something like that. Anyways, she was about to use the brass knucks until Zaya Brookside says, And Zaya Brookside took the knuckles out of his hands. You fight her fair. But Lei Ying Lee took advantage of the situation and ends up picking up the victory over Rosemary. So that could lead a fight between Rosemary and Brookside down the road. We'll see what happens. And Mike Santana kind of walked by and saw Trick Williams and kind of looked him down, and then went over to Sami Callihan and that wrestling goblin guy. I forget what his name is. I know he's an internet sensation, but anyways, Mike Santana was talking, and Sami Callihan Sami Callihan has respect for Mike Santana, which is cool. It's good to see that they both shook hands and the goblin's just sitting there chilling. Like, oh, I like this. So, I know it's some kind of, he's a wrestling goblin or something like that. I know he's a big fan of wrestling, but that's pretty cool. All right. So anyways, then First Class did to Santana, Callahan, and the Goblin, and they referred to the Goblin as an ogre. He doesn't look like Shrek to me. And, for the record, even though he's a heel and also making fun of AJ Francis, I refuse to call him Flop Dollar, and I'm not going to call him Flop Dollar any longer. You want to know why? There's a new Flop Dollar in town, and his name is LeBron James, because he flopped himself out of the playoffs, and he makes a whole lot of money, so he's a Flop Dollar. Not AJ Francis. He's Top Dollar. But anyways, I've got respect more for AJ Francis than I do LeBron James. Let me tell you. So, anyways, but they were being disrespectful towards Santana and Callahan. They better watch who they're messing with now. Let me tell you. Anyways, the Elegance brand were rejoicing because they were giving Maggie Lee a makeover. What does Maggie Lee going to look like when the Elegance brand gets done with her? Well, we shall find out. Arming themselves with anti-curlers, straighten them out. And George Iceman's got a blow dryer in his hand and whatnot. That's crazy. So. Then you got the Great Hands representing the Order 4, which with Mustafa Ali and Tasha Steelz running their mouths. They're addressing the Irvine crowd, making fun of them, whatnot. And then the Aztec Warriors came in. I forget it. Laredo Kid and someone else. Laredo and I forget who else it was. But the Aztec Warriors did pick up the victory over the Great Hands. But Mustafa Ali attacks both members of the Aztec Warriors after the matchup. And then the Rascals decided to cut that out. We're not one having it. And then Trey Miguel went one-on-one with Mustafa Ali. And Tasha Steelz and the Great Hands got involved in this matchup. But in the end, Ali ended up winning the matchup as a result. Steve Macklin, as he was getting himself checked out, addresses Eric Young, says, I'm not going to stop. You and I, we're going to go at it for the International Championship. We're going to fight like men. Meanwhile, Indy Hartwell addresses the signing with TNA. As she is getting ready to see what she can do in the Knockouts division. Meanwhile, the Hardys are addressing the Irvine, California crowd, and the Nemitz come in and interrupt the Hardys, starts running their mouths. Santino comes out and says, I'll make a couple matches. The Nemitz have to fight against Matt Hardy and a partner of his choosing. Why not Jeff Hardy? Is Jeff Hardy going to be busy? I think Jeff Hardy's going to be busy with the X Division title. I don't know. But he makes a match, Jeff Hardy versus Nick Nemeth, next week. And they have fought each other before during their WWE days. Meanwhile, Robert Stone joins on commentary, giving probably Tom Hennepin, the poor guy, a headache. And then Matthew Raywall, I don't know what is Robert Stone's. How do you even get the job of, you're under review, Santino Marella? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Somebody knock out Robert Stone. He's got a big mouth. He's a jerk. He's still a jerk to me, let me tell you. Meanwhile, Victoria Crawford makes her in-ring debut on TNA Impact as she goes up against Brittany Brooks and the former Alicia Fox. Pick up the victory over Brittany Brooks, and she's about to address the crowd until Masha Slamovich comes out to interrupt her, and then she starts fighting with Crawford, with Victoria Crawford. Then Tessa Blanchard comes out and attacks Masha Slamovich. And then Santino Marella comes out and decides to make a tag match where it would be Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford versus Masha Slamovich and a partner of her choosing. But Robert Stone's, I'll choose the partner for her. And it'll be Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford versus Nikita Lyons. Masha Slamovich and her partner Nikita Lyons. So Nikita Lyons will make her TNA debut next week. And it seems she's got a nice TNA. And she lives up to that because she's got some nice TNA, if you know what I mean. That's a joke, ladies and gentlemen. I love Nikita Lyons. Anyways, and then Ariana Grace and Morella confront Stone, and then Blanchard interrupts Grace, starts making fun. I think we're going to see Blanchard and Robert Stone in a mixed tag against Ariana Grace and Santino Marella, the real-life father and daughter. And here comes the main event of the evening, the international title on the line. Steve Macklin versus Eric Young. And the Northern Armory gets involved during the matchup. Meanwhile, Mance Warner and Steph DeLander decide to arrive to scout the matchup. And then they look on as Macklin did pick up the victory. Is Mance Warner going to go challenge Steve Macklin for the international title? We shall see, because that'll be a heck of a matchup with both men can brawl. So, and that will conclude today's this episode of the TNA Event Center. next up will be the AEW Collision Event Center because it just happened not too long ago. And I will see you guys later on that next episode. So until that next episode comes rolling around, as you know. So be there, be square. I'll check you guys out later. Mr. Announcer, sir, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and door for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.